So I love these videos, and I've been loving the editing that's being done, and I said to the person who's helping me with the editing that we would do a fun one. So I'm going to tell you a bit of a story today. It's probably one of the greatest stories we've ever had told in any of our sessions. Tall white guy, right? Senior leader in a business. He says, you know what, guys, I need to tell you a story. So we're all ready to listen. He says, I've got a 6-year-old boy, right? His boy, 6 years old. Best friend in the world of the 6-year-old boy is a young black boy by the name of Thabo, right? So 6-year-old white boy, 6-year-old black boy, best friends ever. So white boy says to dad, hey dad, please can I go to Thabo's house for the weekend? So Thabo's parents invite him over. He says, yes, of course, absolutely. Drops him there on the Saturday morning, picks him up on the Sunday morning, drives into the driveway. Little white boy comes running toward the dad, jumps into the car. Dad says to the boy, so, how was your time at Thabo's house? Little white boy says, Dad, you will never believe it. So the dad's like, yeah, what's up? He says, Thabo's dad is black. And we all had a huge laugh, right? That this young 6-year-old boy was so shocked that Thabo's dad was black, even though Thabo is black. And then that kind of got us thinking, well, where's this coming from? Thabo's dad is black. So I kind of want you to think, why do you think for the 6-year-old boy, Thabo is brown, but Thabo's dad is black? And this isn't a trick question. Thabo's mom is not white. It's got nothing to do with that. Why do you think that for this young 6-year-old white boy, Thabo's brown, but Thabo's dad is black? And the reason the story is so important and why we love the story so much is it breaks the myth that our children are colorblind and that we don't need to talk to our children about color and we don't need to talk to our children about race. So here's the things, right? Children see color. White, black, for them it's peach and caramel and brown and chocolate colored skin. But what was interesting for this young boy, when he's looking at Thabo's dad, he called him black. And the question is, why? And then we interrogated and we said, this is from South African context as well. We said, where do you think this young white boy has seen black men? Where do you think this young white boy has seen black men in his life? In the South African context, where the majority of people who are poor in South Africa are black, who occupy what we'd call blue-collar or menial work. Even these are problematic terms. For this young white boy, he's mostly seen black men working in his garden, on the side of the road, at a filling station, right, occupying those roles. And the reason for this young white boy, why he was so shocked that Thabo's dad is black, is because here he sees the embodiment of a figure who he's only seen in certain work in this incredible house driving this amazing Land Rover. And for this young white boy, he was like, but hold on a second, I see this body, but I've never seen this body in this position before. One of relative wealth. So for this young white boy, it wasn't necessarily the color of the skin, it was the association between blackness and materiality. And I think what is so beautiful about the story in a weird way is it shows that our young South Africans, our young boys and girls, and everything in between, in the whole world, we always learn about race, gender, sexual orientation, not by the things that our parents tell us that we learn, but the things that we witness. So we need to have these conversations with our children at a much younger age than we think. And it's not necessarily about demarcating, well, this is what blackness is, this is what whiteness is, but saying, you're going to see it. Let's chat about our history. Let's understand that. Let's unpack what that means. Let's start unpacking the value judgments that we attach to certain races. So just a fantastic story of really how it is that we learn or we catch the idea of value judgments and differences from the things that we view in our society.